As much as the competition sometimes can destroy everything around if we use it in a wrong way, but on the other side, it helped a lot of or many different types of arts to appear on the surface of art all over the world. In this video, I will talk with you about the candlestick dance and how it appeared in the surface of art in Egypt, then we spread it everywhere all over the world. The candlestick dance has a funny story. It started or began to appear on the surface of art in Cairo or in Egypt around the second half of the 19th century, and was very nice to know exactly or to find it exactly inside the sources, I mean the references, because it's difficult to find exactly the story of the candlestick in Cairo or in Egypt. The story began inside the nightclubs, which it is a little bit strange as you hear it now. Was from the dancers, I mean the Oriental dancers, or let me say the belly dancers. The first one who created something like this way was Shafika al-Qibtiyya, as all of you know, but it was because of the competition. What did that mean exactly? In the beginning, Bamba Kasher created a type of dance or a choreography of dance inside her nightclub to bring much more people watching her, audience watching her love this type of dance. If I explain to you, it will be very funny and very nice. She was carry a table over her chest like that and try to dance with it in a balance. That means exactly she can do this balance without fall down the table. But step by step she found it easy like this way. So for this reason she carry over this table, she carry a tray over this table, and was a wonderful type of dance actually. Then she carry cups over table, over the tray, which is over the table, and she danced on the stage with all of these stuff. It was in the beginning like this way, but suddenly she found that why not if she put water inside the cups or sometimes champagne, and she tried to balance over the stage without any drop down, any of these stuff during her performance. It was like that or like this way. A lot of people or the Egyptians loved it very much, and it started to be much more audience coming watching her. Suddenly, Shafika al-Qibtiyya found that she needs actually to do something instead, and she tried also to find a solution to do something like this way to let much more audience coming to her too. So for this reason, she found that why not if she play with fire. But of course, to play with the fire, it is much more dangerous. So for this reason, she found that in this time was a phenomena in Egypt about dancers or performance in the streets, dancing or play with fire. So she tried to find a solution how she can use something like that on the stage. So she created the candlestick. But instead of she put the candlestick over her chest, same as Bamba Kasher, she carried it over her head. In the beginning, people were scared to watch her do something like this way, but step by step they recognized what she is doing, and it started to be a competition. Which one of them can have the correct balance or the right balance to carry this stuff or these stuff over their bodies to create this wonderful type of choreography. And step by step became a wonderful type of dance. Many dancers start to do it, but suddenly the table dance, if we see something like that, disappeared, and the candlestick stay until now. It is exactly very quickly the story about this type of dance, which I will explain you much more about it, but this is the main story of candlestick dance. One of the most important books talking about this type of dance, it is this book, which I will explain to you much more about this book and many other types of dances inside or forms of dances inside this book. This book actually made a chaos or mass everywhere, all over Egypt, then all over the world, after the Egyptians spread a lot of information from this book to the dancers everywhere, all over Egypt, then all over the world. My next video, I will talk about this book and much more books about these types of dances, which they made this chaos actually. So for this reason, if this is the first time watching this video or this is the first time visiting my channel, please subscribe button below to receive my next video. If we analyze the candlestick dance, immediately we will find that it is much more close to the acrobatic dance, but the dancers changed it to be a wonderful type of folk dancing. The beginning was actually exactly, yes, also in the 19th century, which it is documented actually in this book, as I told you, about performance in the street. The phenomenon was like this way. Some of the performance in the street, they were dancing with the fire or moving with the fire by carrying a wooden circle or a wooden wheel around their bodies, have some holes, and they put some wax inside. Then they were wearing a long dress over this wheel, and they move in a street or do some kinetic performance in the streets to let audience coming around them watching what they are doing. Of course, it was a strange little bit or dangerous, yes, also, because sometimes the fire can burn their bodies or hurt their bodies or burn their dress. It is something like that. And exactly that was in the beginning. By the way, this wheel was around their waist, and sometimes they wear two wheels. They carried by shoulder straps inside the dress. It was like this way, which was very strange and very dangerous, by the way. We haven't any photos or any videos about it, because in this time nobody documented them as this way, but they wrote about them in some books. One of these books, this book exactly, which I will tell you about it, but in my next video. This was the beginning of this type of dance actually, which led some dancers exactly try to find another idea how they can do something like this way on the stage. And step by step became a wonderful type of dance, what we call it candlestick dance. In the beginning, or let me say that some dancers also tried to use the gasoline lamps but over their hands like this way and try to dance with, but it was not famous as much as the wax or the candlestick actually what Shafik al-Qibtiyya created later. This is exactly very quickly the story about candlestick dance and how this candlestick dance appeared like this way. But step by step the awalim used this type of dance while they're dancing, yes, also, and this type of dance became much more famous when they used it in their wedding parties, and became the most important part inside the wedding parties. Until now we use it like this way. Until now we create much more choreographies which you know exactly inside the wedding parties or the ceremony of the weddings in Egypt, and step by step became much more famous. Then the Arab countries used it as we created like this way. This was the video of today about the candlestick dance, which I hope you like it. And of course, I will be waiting for you once more again in this video, and I hope you like it too. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video.